Good Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. This is not a political poll for the people who are joining for the first time. This is a group of like-minded, and we are raising the vibration of the planet. 2023. Let me, first off, sorry. I'm a little scattered. Well, yeah, I'm a little crazy too, but I'm a little scattered. But first off, for those who sent well wishes, prayers, healing energy, thank you so much. It has helped. We're feeling better. I'm still testing positive, but I'm feeling so much better. So much better. Anyway, let's get into 2023. So this is the first week. And I tried to come up with something original and unique, and that ain't gonna happen today. So what I did, let's pull it down and we'll see what we have. Okay. Adjust this just up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Stop. Yeah. I'm gonna drop. I thought I had this set, but this is the third time I've recorded this. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. All right. 2023. We are moving into a big year, I feel. A lot of it has to do with letting go of the top-down structure and beginning with a community structure. And what I mean by that is right now we have a few people dictating how the planet should be versus the people on the planet dictating how we should be. And does that make sense? We're moving towards that community-based governance, ruling, whatever. So as we shift and as we deeply hang on to things that we think we need, we probably don't, but we think we do. I wanted to ask for some assistance on how do we navigate this? What do we do? So I decided to ask the Galactic Heritage cards, the Galactics. Could you give us a little help here? I wanted to ask the Lakota Sweat Lodge cards. Have anything else to say? That's what I'm doing here. And then I wanted to tie the two worlds together. The Lakota shamans, they are definitely, any shaman is in touch with the galactics. But what do we, as a bridge between, what do we need to hear? And this is the Shamanic Oracle deck, Morning Sky. And let's just see what we get. They're in no order, no structure to it. Well, number one, because we're getting away from that linear structure. Ooh. Well, let's start off with an easy one. So as we start into 2023, the galactics are asking us to take a look in the mirror. And as we look in the mirror, this card is asking us to let go of all negativity associated with looking into the mirror. I should have done this. I could have done that better. I wish I would have. Dang, look how old I look now. Let it all go. Let it all go. Just observe yourself. Where are you? Is this where you want to be? No judgment, no negativity attached to it. That's all ego that should be let go of. I just should, didn't I? Ew. Self-observance. Let's just take a look. Take a look at ourselves. And have a little true compassion when you're looking in the mirror. Look at that. We look in the mirror and we go, oh no, I don't want to look in the mirror. I don't want to see whatever. So you put up a shield. And I said you because I don't. Okay, sorry. I'm not trying to be preachy. You means me. So when I look into the mirror, I do put up blockages. True compassion. But this card goes beyond just individuals. This card goes to the matrix of the world. When we look at the suffering in the world, well, start in our own backyard. Start in our own community. And we have compassion. We wrap it in love. And we send it out to somebody. Maybe it's a family member. I got a lot of compassionate messages this last week. And I read every single one. It vibrated within me. I felt it. And if we go and send that compassion, that true compassion to Ukraine, to Africa, to the world. And this goes back to Mr. Moore's MBOs, where he sends them out to the world, surrounds the world in light, calls on all beings available to shine light in the world where it needs it. It works. But we can also put up that shield and go, yeah, well, it's really? I mean, it doesn't really work, does it? Well, drop the shield and let's find out. True compassion. Equal value philosophy, the Pleiades. Again, all three future cards, we're not there yet. Equal value proposition. Just think of that. So I've been reading a book by a Lakota book by Lame Deer. And he's talking about the Lakota need for money, the white man's money. And they just don't have the same value that the white man puts on it. They don't have the same value that the white man puts on work. This particular author put value on quiet time and spiritual time versus being in a crazy job where you're tied to electronics all the time. So who's to say whether somebody who doesn't want a job, who wants to have free time to contemplate the world, to create art, is anything less than somebody who is trying to make another phone app, who wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning and is driven. Who's to say that I am better than a rock? Yeah, and I'm looking at this and I see, I don't know if this is real or not. Who's to say it isn't? But I see a little fish in there in my mind, in my mind's eye, the way it interprets things. And I remember my uncle when we were fishing, the fish would come out, he'd pull a fish up and it would be flopping on the deck. And I go, oh my gosh, put it back. And he goes, oh, come on now, fish don't feel pain. Equal value philosophy. Having a little bit of true compassion for that fish. And the final card that they wanted us to hear today is sharing cultural ideas. We do it with food. How many people like Italian food? How many, okay, let me put it this way. How many Americans like Italian food? Chinese food, Thai food. And then how many people go, oh, I can't ever eat that. I would never. But they don't even try it. They don't even share that cultural, that little cultural difference. You know, and one of the great things that we are missing is traveling and experiencing different cultures and being accepting of them. And it goes back to the self-observance. When we're sharing cultural ideas, is there judgment? There shouldn't be judgment. It's just who they are. Well, they're doing it wrong. Well, we're doing it wrong too. We're working step by step, inch by inch, because these are all future cards. We're getting there. We're working on it. We're just starting this journey into true compassion, equal value philosophy, and sharing cultural ideas. Fully sharing. I mean, right now we're doing it a little bit. What does the Sweat Lodge have to say? Old Man Sorcerer of the North. I'm not going to try to pronounce these names like, I mean, that looks like an easy one, Wazi, but I know I'm butchering the language, and that's not what I want to do. So I look at this card, and when I read the description of it, this is a man that's always smiling, that's always full of joy. And I look at him and I go, well, he's not smiling. And then I go back to equal value philosophy. Is a frown just as good as a smile? And when I look at this as well, I look at the matrix of everything. So, Old Man Sorcerer of the North. This card is asking us to tap into our higher source. And I hesitate saying our intuition because sometimes we use that word too often. Oh, it's my intuition. And I go, let's be discerning on what is intuition and what is, I'm having a hard time articulating it, but This card asks us to tap into the higher source. Use Old Man Sorcerer of the North to look into the quiet time and spend some time with source energy. And ask Old Man Sorcerer, who's always smiling, who's attached to, who is involved with this matrix of colors of the planet. Ask him for a direction on this path. And it feels a little jagged here, this jagged path. This is the emotional river that we go on. And when it gets too crazy jagged, we call on him. We call on source energy for spirit. And I'm hearing when I say that, don't do it only when it's jagged. Okay, thank you. Next card is, I'm not going to pronounce this, but I will pronounce grandmother. Wow, so we have Old Man Sorcerer of the North and we have grandmother. So grandmother is asking us to get in touch with our feminine side. Pay attention to the earth. She's also telling us to stay on the path. You see that? Stay on the path. Now, if somebody wants to jump off the path, I wouldn't advise it. You do not want to mess with grandmother. I mean, she's loving, she's kind, she makes awesome breads and baked goods and gives you a big old bear hug. I wish I had known my physical grandmother. I would imagine she would give big old awesome bear hugs. But she could also be, I would imagine, pretty stern like this one is. And getting back to the meaning of this card, she wants us to stay on the path to get to the sweat lodge so that we can access Old Man Sorcerer's magic methods to get into talking into the matrix so that we can talk about, so that we can access our higher source. Speaking of great big bear hugs, I probably can pronounce this one, tot tot. Oh, tob tob, I can't. Okay, I shouldn't have tried. 10, completion, 10, completion, 21. All right, winner, winner. Bear, tob tob. Bear is a protector of Mother Earth. Bear is also, this card is also talking about the matrix, because in this card, it's not only about the 4 directions, but it's also about 4 times 4. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's what the card description said. But as we go into the, and I say that because somebody may have a clear idea about that, but we have this 4 directions that the bear is in. And within those 4 directions, the bear is going to be doing certain things. In the winter, it's going to be hibernating. It's going to be accessing Old Man Sorcerer of the North. In the summer or in the spring, as it starts feeding on what we need and looking for food again, right? Grandmother is saying, don't forget your path that you're going to be going on. And Bear is interconnecting all of these together. So, and protecting all of these as well. But this card also suggests, and I mentioned this, I think, a little before, that although there's going to be many opportunities that are presented to this bear in this season of 2023, not all of them need to be, you don't need to take action on all of them. So when we get an idea, when we get an image or somebody suggests an idea or we're presented with an opportunity, it doesn't, that opportunity that comes into our awareness is not necessarily something that we should act on. We need to go back to grandmother, go back to Old Man Sorcerer, and have some discernment. Is that action going to keep me on the right path? Do I need to talk to Old Man Sorcerer of the North more? Or is it just pretty clear? Some people think, oh, it was presented to me, I'm going to jump on it. Nah, maybe not. Have some discernment. It's not to say that it's bad. That's like, you know, a judgment on it. You don't, it's not good or bad. It's equal philosophy. Some may be better than others for your particular path. Okay. Second to last card. And I'm really not going to even try to pronounce this. 16. Material. The material. So as the bear wakes up and forages for food, this card is suggesting that that source, that creator, has put in place everything that we need. As long as we don't take more than we need. And so we're a little out of balance. This card reminds us we have everything we need. Let's not worry about it. Let's stop taking more than we need, though. It's like going back to everything has an equal value to it. We think that, you know, oil, oh my gosh, we're running out. Well, you can walk. That'd give you a lot more time with Old Man Sorcerer of the North. Or if you want to get there a little faster, take a bike. Make sure you stay on the path. Make sure you stay on the path. You don't want to upset grandmother. This goes back to community, a community structure of a way to live versus a top-down structure. We've gotten away from the community and we're going back to that. It's going to be interesting because there's going to be some people that are just going to hang on to dear life. They're not going to believe in the equal value philosophy. But that doesn't mean we can't. And the center card that we have, new beginnings. So some of these cards may mean more to you than others. Maybe the Galactic speaks more than the Sweat Lodge does. For me, I'm not crossing grandmother, so I'm going to stick with this side. All right, you all. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday with Spirit. Be the light. Peace and love.